Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you. Any, yes, please. I mean, it's various softwares. It's based on a lot of combinations, but as a visual effects supervisor, I'm confident. I'm comfortable on few things. Like for instance, we used PF Track for the tracking, and then we used Nuke predominantly for the compositing work, and of course we used a lot of Maya stuff in this, and a lot of CG extensions in this, and of course we used. The integration between PF Track and Silhouette and PF Track and Maya and Nuke, it worked comfortably for me. That's a pipeline that I just told the studios to work on it. There are about 6 studios from India and there are about 3 studios from US worked on this. So I just had the same pipeline to maintain that. And we had very strict reviews in terms of various formats to review. So that helped me out in this kind of pipeline.
Thank you.
Yeah, Madhu, over here. Madhu, over here.
Yes.
So, Dr. Kamala Hassan was saying that budgets are very small as far as VFX is concerned. Do you see, filmmakers really keeping aside budgets as, like even Kamala Hassan did for projects in India? Are you seeing VFX getting a lot of acceptance and traction? Or, there's a feeling that it might be dying out?
I don't see like that because I feel that now the filmmakers know, to what extent they can go. See, the most important thing is the story. How and what the story demands and what end of the day the director wants to achieve. Not necessarily have to show a huge stunt film with a lot of visual effects. Even a small poetic story can be told in a very poetic way, in a very subtle way. Let me put it this way. I mean, if a unit wants to travel down to any foreign location with a 200 crew member, compared to that, you can have at your own city, you can do that, and still you can make that happen to feel like you went with that kind of a crew. But end of the day, again, it depends on the story what they want to achieve. My suggestion could be the filmmaker should give more importance to the story and just think about, without even thinking about how you're going to achieve this, because just leave that to us. We will definitely make sure that we are filling up that gap. The second part of your question is about the budget. I think if you plan well, if you really plan well, and then if you do your homework, I think you can really restrict your budget and we can do well within the budget. I mean, we don't get an opportunity to work on Spider-Man or Lord of the Rings all the time. You have a lot of concerns, even in the West. I worked on Lord of the Rings and Spider-Man as well as Click. When you compare Click versus these 2 films, and Click is about totally $40 million film versus $150 million film. So you have constraints there too. It is not that so though they make films for the international market, we make for regional interest or the national interest, but still the constraints are there, it's universal. And all the time, the universal language from the producer, the studios like Warner's or Fox, still they want to cut down the cost. So all the time they're looking how to cut down the cost. I think visual effects is a great tool to find a way to achieve that. My perspective is that, if you can plan really well and if you can really do your homework and you just go there and do that and come. And we did a lot of animatics. We did a lot of previous. Sorry.
Madhu, I'd like to add to that because it might be difficult for him to talk about. He spoke about 9 films. To talk on the optimistic side, I think our budgets have grown exponentially over the time. It may not be enough, but over the 9 films, it's kept growing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how much do you keep aside of let's say your film budget is 100 crores?
We'll talk about it.
30%, 20%?
No, 30%, it depends on that. Because you see, most of the money goes to the stars. I mean, I am playing a dual role here. So, most of the money they take away. So, there's very little left for...
5%?
A little more than that, I think. A little more than that.
Thank you, Dr. Kalmas.
Because it again depends on the number of shoot days. Sorry, go ahead. No, it's totally digital.
Total digital.
There are 1 or 2, we also had as a 4th and 5th camera in film, but it's predominantly digital.
In which camera, sir?
Red Epic and also Red MX, yeah.
Thank you.
VR2 is entirely Epic, but we're filming now.
How is the finishing of Indian VFX
It is definitely improving, I mean, especially past 3 years or so, like I think, and thanks to some of the international company coming here and exposing the culture, what's happening there. Culture meaning in terms of the work pipeline, the approach to the shot and how to design. I think the most important ingredient in a visual effects film about how you design and how you, look through the director's side to make sure the design works for the film. It's not about, I mean, I cannot take the visual effects on my hand, I cannot make this a standalone for me to showcase my work. It is not, that's not the objective. The objective is like what the director wants and how he wants to showcase. So if the design and the visual effects supposes are right, I think the product will be right. Sorry? Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. 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 I mean, I think there are a lot of nagging issues going on around the world about the visual effects artists, like many of the companies are going out of the business. I think that's the biggest advantage for India. I think, when the studios started during the recession time, when they cut down the cast, the next destination was they want to do a quality job for half the price. And India culturally, we are rich in terms of making films. And we heard this morning also, how much Bangalore is helping and how the plans to help. We need to have somebody to come forward to help us out. We can set up the R&D labs here, we can do some fantastic things like, for every time, we went twice to US and VR1, and we are going through another 2 more times for VR2 as well now. If we have something here in India, it's a lot more easier for us to come and experiment. And the technology is the same, and the software that we use is the same. So it's about the approach, it's about how the director looks at it, how the visual effects supervisor looks at it, and we can solve it. I mean, we need to have those USPs for us to excel in the next 4 or 5 years, and I'm sure visual effects next 5 years is going to be really, really good. As Kamalji said, it's not, even our budgets are going up, so we are converging towards the Hollywood is coming down a little bit and we are going up, a little up. Somewhere we are converging, which means like we have the freedom to do things. And I'm lucky, if I want to do an experiment, he knows why I'm asking that experiment, and he allows me to do that. I want that cooperation even from the filmmakers, to help us out to make their film looks better. So if these things comes together, I think visual effects is going to be really great. And I feel next 5 years is going to be a great atmosphere for the visual effects artists and studios in this country. You can take it from me.
Madhu, I have a question for you. I'm here. Here right in front of you.
Yeah, okay.
Right, yeah.
Sorry.
We are actually doing an event this December. It's the Cinematic Innovation Summit. So we're doing it in Dubai in partnership with the Dubai International Film Festival. Now, during our research, we were looking at animation and visual effects side of it. I had a big team that was speaking to a lot of people, potential attendees, and although India has a very big cinema industry, although we have the talent, like Life of Pi was made here in India, one of my friends worked on it. Government claims to be doing a lot in terms of bringing animation, graphics, etc. to India. But not even once during our research was there a potential attendee who said, maybe you need to get somebody from India to speak on these topics. They always go and refer to Hollywood, maybe the DreamWorks animation, maybe Pixar, or maybe the big Paramounts, etc. But no Indian names, none of the Indian companies, and this again also from potential Indian attendees. So in terms of an industry, what is it that you're doing to educate the world, or at least the country? Like in this case, you showed us a lot, a couple of clippings. Now we know, the effort that went behind. But in terms of others, in terms of an industry, what is it that you're doing to make people aware of your efforts and to make the world know that India is not just a big industry because there are a lot of people watching movies, but India is a big industry because we do have the right talent, we do have the right technology, and we can play well with it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have another session very specific to this, your question, like we're going to discuss sometime this afternoon. I think we'll have a lot more answers because I have 3 other colleagues of mine will be talking about that. However, to give a short answer to you, it's always a chicken egg story. You have to get a good script to showcase something that you can do. It's not about just Transformers. Even Titanic can produce like amazing visual effects. So it's about the story, it's about the ingredient that the story has to showcase your visual effects. I think we are no way inferior to any of the Western talent, so the opportunities are pretty limited to us, and it started opening up now. It's coming up very well. There are many new techniques and technologies that we brought into Vishwarupam too, which I can't discuss now at this point in time. That film could be a step ahead, in terms of what they're trying to do even in US. So let's wait and see. I mean, it's too early for me to comment on that at this point in time. Having a director in front of me, like I can't even say a word about that. But however, that film will be more, it can open out many avenues, it can open out many challenges, how to approach a challenge thing, That could be a great asset to all the filmmakers once that film comes out, and once we talk about that, I think that'll be a great platform. And we can proudly say it's from India, made in India. So that we can, I mean, of course, there are some foreign studios involved at this point in time. That's what I said. If Bangalore can come forward, what you're talking about this morning, I can make it happen that here, and it could be really useful for us, in future. So let's discuss more on this on the next channel, because some of the dignitaries would like to, leave earlier. So we'll discuss more on, if you can stay back, we'll discuss more on the next session where we're going to talk about specifically about this. So please, you want to have one word or?
No, I have a question here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, my name is Harish. I remember Kamal sir saying in one of the interviews that there's a scene in Vishwarupam where his arm is cut. Okay, and he said that he did not do it by VFX. It was done by, I think, Michael Westmore, the makeup man. My question is that, in case of any director is going to do a movie based on Bloodshot, which will be most economical? Would that be makeup or would that be VFX?
Both. I mean, I would say it's very difficult to answer, because if you've seen the film in Vishwarupam, Rahul Bose's eye is digital prosthetic. We did it in post-production. We made Rahul Bose's squint eye. Rahul is a very interesting thing for us in the film, as far as visual effects is concerned. Wherever he wore a sunglass, we had the entire reflection of the entire crew in green screen on his sunglass. Whenever he removed, we had to make his eyes squint. So invariably, we worked on all Rahul Bose shots. So those things are digital prosthetics which we fixed it later in the post. And there are other things like which practically, physically, we had the prosthetics. So it's a combination of this, how it's going to work.
You can never say no. You can't say that CG is cheaper and makeup is. Sometimes it's a nuisance. It might be very cheap to do it with prosthetic makeup, but it's going to take up shooting time. And the actor might be troubled, and it might show on the screen if you don't take care. If it's a rain sequence and you have a prosthetic makeup, or if there is a deficient product or the weather gets against you, the prosthetic can ruin everything and bring down the budget. It's a thing you'll have to.
It's a decision.
Is it better for the actor to cry, really, or use glycerin? It's something you'll have to make a decision on the spot. If it is take 10, glycerin.
So good afternoon, my name is Nandakumar. Seconding on what he said of how we can actually propel this technology, I came with the suggestion, so I'm thinking it's apt to talk now. Why can't we do something like the making of Vishwarupam into a tele-serial for the serial crazy Indians as a 1 month running thing? Two things are solved. It goes through air. And for an ardent die-hard fan like me, I see Vishwarupam making for the whole month rather than a 3-hour show. We
can make a film of making itself. We have so much of material, and I'm not able to show all those things here. However, you're the right person in front of you to ask the question, not me. So, thank you so much for being here, and thanks a lot. Thanks, Bangalore. Thanks, Vicky, for giving me this opportunity. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Mime. What's radical mime? It's where people radically come on stage, create visuals, deliver the basic theme, and disappear. Okay? And through this entire act, what we do is comedy, comedy, and comedy. We are a purely, strictly conventional, unconventional comedy theater team. Now, what do we do through these acts? We could either spoof advertisements that exist, or we spoof movies altogether. But today for you, we have an exclusive set of advertisements for you to just sit back and have a great time. Also, we believe in delivering or rather imparting social messages wrapped in a blanket of humor. Okay? So, without further ado, I bring to you Team Panchtantra. Huge round of applause for them, please.
And it's a strike! Bowling Alley Production presents Put Go and See. Put Go See lenses. एक्सक्यूज मी मैडम, क्या आपके घर में हार्पिक है? हाँ है। क्या उसमें नमक है? हाँ, नमक है। चलिए आपका बाथरूम दिखाइए। अरे कितना बदबू! देखिए आपका टॉयलेट कितना गंदा है। बट नॉट टू वरी, हमारे पास हार्पिक है।
वाओ, क्या ये मेरा बाथरूम है? I can't believe it. Thank you so much. Beep.
Then suddenly from the back door enters Put Go See salesman. Madam, take this. Put Go See lenses. Now see. Beep.
हम है कीटाणु, कॉलरा, फीवर, मलेरिया, डायरिया।
Put Go See lenses. Man disposes, but lens exposes. After Australian Open, French Open, US Open, finally Wimbledon has also opened. Presenting before you a match between the beauty and the beast. I mean, Sania Mirza versus Serena Williams. Sania, as usual in bad form, but in good shape, will serve first.
Toing, 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 up.
Now let's look at the audience reaction. Tupuk. Tupuk. Appu. Tupuk. Tupuk. Appu. Then suddenly from the back door enters Put Go See salesman. Now let's look at the audience reaction with Put Go See lenses. Tupuk. Yeah. Tupuk. Tupuk. Yeah. Tupuk. Put Go See lenses. Serena को भी करीना बना दे. In India, people drive on the left of the road. Yeah. In America, people drive on the right of the road. Suzuki. And our local auto rickshaws drive in the middle of the road. But in Bangalore city, we drive on whatever is left on the road. Then suddenly, our macha wearing Put Go See lenses enters. accident. Put go see lenses. Now with inbuilt traffic, pothole and manhole detection.
Baba, black sheep, have you anywhere? Yes, sir, 3 back 4. Hey, Macha, see the helicopter? Oh, helicopter got blasted.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering what is this, well, this is how blind people see movies. Please donate your eyes and let them see the beauty of life. The Formula One is happening right now in New Delhi in India. What's going to happen when all the cars are lined up and when the 5 red lights go out? Now let's look at the same scene with put go see lenses with inbuilt VFX.